Actors don't get hired because they're talented. They get hired because they're remembered. Write that down. In the next 20 minutes, you're going to learn what branding actually is, why most actors get it wrong, and how a clear brand gets you more auditions fast. And speaking of fast, let me be clear. This is the quickest, most no fluff free training online right now. I'm an actor too, and I know exactly what that means. You're a business owner, your time is gold, and you can't afford to sit through an hour-long pitch disguised as a webinar. So this is just 20 minutes, no filler, no long winded stories, no dragging things out so you're just too exhausted to think straight by the end. I'm not here to pressure you into a course. I'm here to simplify branding so clearly and memorably that you can walk away today and immediately understand how to define and refine your brand with confidence. By the end of this presentation, you'll know why branding matters, why you should care about it, and what's been missing in your materials. And then you'll choose your next step, whether that's working with me one-on-one, getting branded headshots and branded reel footage designed specifically to get you more auditions, or deciding to wait until the timing feels right. Either way, I'm here when you're ready. My name is Sophia Almiri, and I'm a headshot and lifestyle photographer for the past almost 16 years. I'm also an actor and producer. I specialize in empowering actors to enhance their visibility and book more auditions by teaching them how to identify their unique selling points and brand distinctives. So without further ado, let's dive in. So what does branding actually mean for actors? Branding isn't colors, fonts, or a cute phrase on your website. Branding is the psychological shortcut casting uses to understand you and decide whether or not to call you in under 3 seconds. No joke. Casting directors make quick decisions because they're sorting through hundreds, sometimes thousands of actors. They rely on pattern recognition and familiarity to make fast calls in an industry that runs on lightning speed turnaround. It's kind of like when you're looking for a new show to watch, but the last thing you want to do is spend hours and hours scrolling through titles, right? Whether you're aware of it or not, you rely on recent recommendations from friends, actors, or writers you recognize, your favorite genre, or a movie or show you already know and love. Casting is very similar, except at breakneck speed. They literally cannot afford to spend time agonizing over whether or not an actor is right. You either are or you aren't. It's the survival instinct in action. Which actor is going to sell to both the client and audiences? And this decision is made in seconds. So your brand is simply, write this down, who you are at first glance, plus what types of roles you book most easily. If you don't define yourself, casting has to guess, right? And then second they have to guess, you've already lost the role to someone they understood faster. When casting sees your materials, their brain fires off 3 questions. Fast. Write this down. Where do I place you? What box do you go in? Hero, rebel, oddball, villain, best friend? Question number 2. What story world do you belong in? Is it sitcom, procedural, action thriller, prestige drama? Question number 3. Are you worth seeing over hundreds of others? Remember, they're not analyzing, they're sorting. Branding answers all 3 questions in under 3 seconds. When your branding is clear and consistent, you instantly become easy to cast because they know exactly how to use you, the solution to a specific problem, because every project has types they must fill, and you feel familiar because your brand reminds them of something recognizable and bookable, and familiarity is magic. It activates something called the fluency effect, a cognitive bias where the brain prefers what it recognizes. Familiar equals trustworthy, equals safe, equals competent. So when you show up with a consistent brand in your headshots, in your reels, your Instagram vibe, self-tape energy, casting starts to feel like, I know this actor. I've seen this type. You're good for X. Your face becomes a known quantity in their mental filing cabinet. And once your filing cabinet official, guess what? Your auditions skyrocket. Because your submission stops being a question mark and starts being a solution. Does that make sense? Type yes in the chat and let me know. Here are some real-world examples of memorable and distinct branding that got actors we all know and love booked before they were stars. Joe Keery. Charming, awkward cool, protective big brother hero. He didn't try to be everything. He leaned into the exact essence that made him cast. Michelle Rodriguez. Tough, grounded, morally gritty. You know what she booked instantly. Aquafina. Offbeat, honest, funny, with emotional depth. Her brand preceded her Hollywood career. Pedro Pascal. Warm, resilient, protective, the reluctant dad archetype. His entire career blossomed by owning that lane. These actors weren't limited by branding, they were launched by it. And you can do this too. I hope this really made you understand what branding means now. Let's talk about some myths. Actors say this constantly. I can play everything. And it's not wrong. You can. Actors are trained to transform. But here's the part actors forget. That branding has nothing to do with what you can play. Branding is about what casting will hire you for first. Because casting doesn't have time to read your entire range before they choose who gets the audition slot. You get placed by what's immediate, recognizable, and consistent. No brand equals vague, forgettable, and scattered. If your materials don't give casting a strong impression, you fall into the mushy middle. You're talented, but you look like everyone else. You're trained, but your essence is unclear. You might be incredible, but casting has no hook to remember you by. So you become generic actor 62. Congratulations. And generic actors don't get the audition. Clear brand equals instant casting click. The second casting sees you, your essence triggers familiarity. The brain goes, ah, they're perfect for this. Bring them in. Then you're not competing with 3,000 other actors anymore, just the 20 who share your lane. And in that lane, you shine. Branding isn't about shrinking yourself. It's about giving casting the fastest pathway to saying yes to you. Branding doesn't limit you. It launches you. A lot of actors think, if I pick a brand, I'll get boxed in. But the truth is, you already being boxed in. Casting is already making decisions about you based on your essence, energy, look, and type, even if you're not. Branding simply lets you take control of the box they're putting you in, so you can walk through the door on purpose. Here's the psychology behind it. Branding gets you in the room. The brain sorts people into recognizable categories: mentor, villain, rebel, love interest, intellectual warrior, outsider, whatever. When your branding is clear, you become a category casting already meets. This short circuits the decision fatigue they experience, and suddenly you're the obvious fit. Your craft shows your range. Your brand brings them the versions of you they already know how to cast. Once you're in the room, once you're on set, that's when they see, oh, this actor can do way more. That's how actors expand out of their brand and book bigger, more interesting roles later. Branding provides opportunity. Range expands it. Branding is the elevator button. That's the best example I can give you. Range is the whole building, but you cannot access any floor until you press the button first. Branding is not the limitation. It's the entry point for everything else you want to do in your career. So now you understand why branding is the secret weapon behind actors who get consistent auditions. But here's what makes our program different. And honestly, why actors who go through it see results so fast. Because we don't just teach you branding, we produce it for you. You walk away not just with clarity, but with the actual marketing materials the industry needs to see. A branding discovery session, you'll walk away with a clear castable identity that creates instant familiarity. Branded headshots designed to get that yes. Custom branded reel footage, original and marketable cinematic scenes written and produced specifically for you, your brand, and your desired career trajectory. Other branding courses teach you about branding, sure, but this course simplifies it and provides you with all the tools necessary to sell it. It's literally a one-stop shop. So, that's it. I promise you no fluff, and I deliver. Now it's your turn to decide. Are you ready to cut through the noise and join me for the full course and walk away with branded headshots and reel footage that jump off the screen and sells you to casting this coming year? Or are you going to wait? Either way, remember, you're not getting overlooked because you're not talented. You're getting overlooked because you're not clear. Let's fix that. And let's give you the materials that match the brand we uncovered. So, if this training gave you clarity, then you probably also realized something important. Knowing what to do and actually having someone guide you through it are two very different things. I don't believe in telling actors to buy something without understanding where they're at. That's why instead of selling you anything today, I'm inviting you to book a branding and career clarity call with me. Too many branding and career clarity call with me. On this call, we're going to look at where you're at now, okay? What's missing, and tell you honestly what your next best step is, whether that's working together or not. So, if it makes sense, I'll walk you through the booked and branded bundle, which includes your headshot, demo reel, and full branding and marketing system. There's no pressure. This is simply a conversation, you and I on a call to get you clarity. So, if you're ready to stop guessing and spending time YouTubing and going through trial and errors and all these different trainings and start approaching your career strategically, you can book your call using the link below. Hope I see you on the other side. And remember, talent is just the beginning. How you package and present yourself is what will set you apart. Let's work on getting you from talented to unstoppable.